You think you have choices, but you don't. From the food you eat to the media you consume, a handful of corporations control everything. And the scariest part, most people don't even realize it. I mean, just look at your fridge. You might think you're choosing between different brands, Oreos, Ritz, and Chips Ahoy. But all of them, they're owned by Mondelez International. The choices you see at the supermarket are controlled by just a few giants like Nestle, PepsiCo, and Unilever. Fast food? It doesn't matter if you pick McDonald's, KFC, or Burger King, because at the end of the day, the same investment firms profit from all of them. Even the news you trust isn't independent. Almost every major news outlet, CNN, Fox, NBC, and the New York Times, is owned or influenced by just a few corporations like Comcast, Disney, or News Corp. So no matter which side you think you're on, the same few players control the narrative. But this goes deeper than just brands, because behind the scenes, there's an invisible layer of power that owns even them. And that is where the real story begins. Meet BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, the three biggest investment firms in the world. These companies don't just own brands, they own entire industries. They have massive stakes in Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Tesla, and even the banks that run the global economy, like JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Citigroup. Let's put it this way. If money is power, then BlackRock and Vanguard are the ones holding the switch. They control trillions of dollars in assets, giving them the power to influence companies, shape industries, and even decide which businesses succeed or fail. And it's not just corporate ownership. They own your housing market. Ever wonder why rent prices keep going up? BlackRock has been buying up residential homes at insane rates, making it harder for regular people to own property. They don't just control the economy, they control where and how you live. But how does this power actually work? It's not just about ownership, it's about control. These corporations influence your life in ways you can't even see. You think you have options, but you don't. Whether you drink Coke or Pepsi, shop at Walmart or Target, or stream on Netflix or Hulu, it all leads back to the same handful of companies. Less competition means higher prices. These corporations gobble up smaller competitors so they can charge you more without any alternatives. That's why you see identical products across different brands at different prices. It's all marketing tricks designed to extract more money from you. They own politicians too. The biggest corporations spend billions on lobbying, shaping laws and regulations to keep them on top while crushing small businesses that could actually compete. They don't just control what you buy, they control what you think. Google, Facebook, and Amazon collect insane amounts of data on you to influence your decisions, from the ads you see to the news you consume. And here's the scariest part. This isn't new. This playbook isn't a recent invention. These corporations have been running the same strategy for over a century. They just keep getting better at it. Look at Standard Oil in the early 1900s. John D. Rockefeller built the world's first corporate monopoly, controlling over 90% of the U.S. oil supply. The government broke it up, but did that stop him? No. The companies that emerged from it, like ExxonMobil and Chevron, are still some of the biggest players today. Now, instead of one giant monopoly, we have a few interconnected megacorporations running everything. They learned that owning entire industries outright makes them a target, but owning pieces of everything makes them unstoppable. You might be thinking, okay, so a few companies own everything, but how does that actually affect me? Without competition, these corporations set the prices. That's why groceries, housing, and even streaming services keep getting more expensive. They don't have to lower prices, because where else are you going to go? Independent businesses don't stand a chance. These corporations can operate at a loss for years, undercutting small competitors until they're forced to shut down. Then, when they're the only option left, prices skyrocket. These companies don't just own businesses, they own policymakers. From tax loopholes to deregulation, they ensure the laws always work in their favor, not yours. And they decide what you see, what you hear, and what you believe. Ever notice how mainstream news rarely criticizes the same corporations that advertise on their networks? It's not a coincidence. And here's the thing, this is only going to get worse. Right now, the rich are getting richer at unprecedented rates. BlackRock and Vanguard continue buying up everything, making it harder for everyday people to build wealth. Meanwhile, wages aren't keeping up, inflation keeps rising, and small businesses keep getting crushed. The world isn't just being consolidated, it's being engineered to keep the wealthiest at the top while the rest struggle to stay afloat. So, what can you do? Support small businesses whenever possible. Even if it's inconvenient, every dollar not spent on monopolies makes a difference. Diversify where you get your news. Don't rely on corporate-owned media. Seek out independent sources. And most importantly, understand who really owns what. The more people know about these power structures, the harder they are to ignore. At the end of the day, this isn't just about money, it's about control. And right now, a handful of corporations have more power than entire nations. The only question left is, how much longer can it stay this way? If you loved this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.